this one. Now here what do we have? We need to first start by looking at our data notes. So we have some data in D. So you can open my computer and we open disk drive D. And the work that we were using last time is here. Notes here we have first year combined class. Inside here we have tables. Inside these tables we have the point listing, nothing, elevation and description. So we can open this table just one more time to be sure that it's the table that we want to use. And when we look carefully in here, of course we see the point listing, nothing, elevation and description. So we can save this as a CSV note. Save file, save as, and we save it somewhere. Of course these are tables and we shall save still inside here. You see this is the previous one that we are using. So you can save as PNZE and we can call it what? You can give it a name, give it an extension underscore, then you can put 2 to differentiate between this one and the one that we have just formed, because we want to know that what we are doing is the right thing right from the beginning. So I can save here and it asks you questions here. You just say yes for the first time. As you close this, it asks you, do you want to save? You can say no. So here what do we have? We have our file which we are going to use, a CSV file. How do we know it's CSV? It's here, Microsoft Excel, separated values file. So you can close this and we go and open Autocad. So where is Autocad? Autocad, you can get it there or you can get it here on the desktop. Autocad Land Development is the version that we are using. So you can press enter to open it, and here it asks me, do you really want to open this? I say yes. And so when you open, in the beginning we said that it brings my projects window, and what you do, you click on new and you form a new project. There is here a button for forming a new project. You click on create new project. You know we use meters, so we select on the prototype meters, and here we have a name. What will be the project name be? I can call it, what should we call it? Suggest.
Just Sam.
Your Sam. Yes. Okay, we can call it Sam's project. Name Sam. Sam project underscore project. And what is the description? This one is Mr. Oguro's work, not so I can call it Mr. Oguro's work. Mr. Oguro's work. What are the keywords here? The keywords are contours, maybe. You have been assigned the duty to create contours. What else? Cross sections. What else? Profile, which is a longitudinal section. What else? A DTM, digital terrain model. So you say okay, and we give this particular drawing a name. You see here, drawing name. What should this name be? We can call it Sam's drawing. So you can call it Sam. You cannot use special characters. You can say Sam's underscore project drawing. So that's the name, and here we can say okay. So it brings this create point database. You check this file and you say okay, and when you say okay, it brings for you these settings. Remember we set these settings last time, so we would use this, but for the purpose of this recording that I'm doing, I can go step by step. So I'll say, instead of choosing that, I'll choose this one in 1000. I say next. Here I choose meters. It's already chosen degrees, and elevation in 3 in a precision of 3, coordinates in precision of 3. I can leave them as they are. That's okay. I can choose here 1000, and here I can also choose 1000. So how do I put here 1000? I say custom. I can add 1000 here, 10. This one is already 1 in 1,000. I can select this custom and I also write 1,000 here. These zeros are not necessary. Here you say custom, don't change anything. This one is 10,000, so I rub it's supposed to be 1,000. I say next. The projection that we use, you know too well we're in Uganda, so we look for where Uganda is. So as you scroll down UG, we have gone to US, Uganda is here. And you see the sheet number here, we use the north, so we look for it among this one, 36 north, and we go to next. And here we don't change anything. We go to next. We do not change anything as well here. When we go to next here, we do not put a border selection. We don't put a border.
The other time you told us to put standard for the other step.
No problem, we can go back, yes, and we put standard. Okay. Next, we do not put any scaled block. This block where you write your name and so on, this time we want none. Don't put it. We go to next. And these settings that we have put, we are going to call them sum settings. Not so you can call them sums settings. And then when you call it sum settings, you have to save. So you save them and they come here, you click on it and you just finish. So these are the settings that we have put. Not so. You can accept them by clicking OK, and now here we have a project. We can maximize our working space by closing that, so that we have a bigger working space. You can also double click up here so that we can see what is down here. This. So you can save whatever changes. There are no changes anyway that we have done. So now I told you that under projects here you can come to menu palette and you see the different kinds of menus. The menu are these ones. This is the menu bar. It has different menus there. So initially when we want to put the points, we load land desktop 2i complete. So we can select that and we load, and it gives us the menus that are appropriate for us to import the points. Now one of them is this point. Come here to points, go to point settings, under create choose automatic for elevations, automatic for description. Under insert you choose actual elevation, not fixed. Under update we do not do anything there. Under coordinates we choose nothing easting. Easting nothing or nothing easting? Easting nothing, yes, true. Our table is in that format, so that's what we choose. So description, what do we choose? Nothing here. Under markers, which marker should we use? Should we use this one or this? So we use plus. Are you a Christian? That's why you like the cross. You are Catholic. Okay. So now here we change from 5 to 1, and then we go to the text and we also change the size to 1. And under preference we do not select anything, do we? Nothing. So here we can say OK. So we have set the points. We have chosen the right point settings. Under point settings again we can come to import export points, and here we have the format manager. We can choose the format that we want to use. It is this one, point listing nothing, elevation, description, comma delimited. You can say add. Add to the user point database. We say OK, and that is it. We can close this one and close. Then we can come here again to points, and we come to import export points. So we choose import points since we want to bring them in here. And then here we choose the format, and it's already chosen. You see, point listing nothing, elevation, description. We use comma delimited because we have used comma separated values files. We browse here at the source file. We can look for our work. Our work is in first year combined under tables, and under tables of course we are not seeing it listed here because the file type here down is txt. So we select comma separated, the one we saved our work in, and we have here our PNZD2. So we can open this one, and then most importantly here what people forget is adding to points group, adding points to points group. So you check this box and then you can click on this green icon to form a point group. So what point group should we name it? We should name it as sum underscore point group. So you can say OK, and after that we accept, we say OK, and under here we can ignore sequence from and overwrite. Then we click on OK. So our points have been added, but we are not seeing them. So what do? If we are not seeing them, we can press Z, we type Z, enter, E, enter for zoom extent, and here we have our points very beautifully plotted. Last time I told you, if you want to change anything concerning these points, you can go to format. For example, if you want to change the text style, you go to text style, and here we have TXT as the font name. You can change to another font, for example, which one? Segio Ultralight. If I do apply and close, you see, changes to something more beautiful. So that's where you can change and you get different kind of text for your work. So we have our work here. Now what is our first assignment? To bring the work here, and we have it here. What is the second assignment? We have an assignment, a task to create contours. So how do we create contours? Here we need to load a different menu palette, the one of Civil 3D, the one of Civil Design. But even without loading it, here we have the terrain, which enables us to create contours. You see under this menu we have create contours somewhere here. So without it, we can still come here and create contours, right? We can come here to terrain. The first thing is to build a surface. You go to terrain model explorer and you right hand click on the terrain, create new surface. A new surface is created. Click on this cross so that you open that, click on the adjacent cross there, and then under points group, right hand click, add points group 1 to 45. Yes, indeed, those are the points that we added. You click on OK. Point file, right hand click, add point file. Then here you can also select the appropriate selections that you have to make. Point, easting, northing, yeah, that is the right one. And the source file, to be extra sure, we have to ensure that we go back and we select the right thing here. That is the folder, that's the subfolder, and here we select comma separated, and we use this one too. Is the one that we use to bring the points. You can just say OK, and then now we have those two data set. Right hand click on surface and build the surface, and under building surface, under surface you can say minimize flat triangles resulting from contour data. Check that box under watershed, select nothing. That is for watershed analysis. We don't use that, we only interested in the surface. So here I can say OK, and yeah, our surface is built. Done building. You can click on OK, and now after that we can close this terrain model explorer, and then we come here back to terrain. So we come to create contours. When we click on create contours, it gives us create contours window, and we can see the parameters already evaluated by the software. Do you want a vertical scale of 1? Yes, we do. Let it be the way it is so that we don't have an exaggeration. Elevation range from 0 to the highest. This is the highest. The computer has already detected that that is our highest. Our lowest, let it be 0. It will interpolate right from 0. We want both major and minor contours. We want the minor interval to be 1. That is what you are told to do. Major contours can be at 5-meter intervals. The styles manager enables us to select the contour appearance here. We want spline curves for smooth curves. But alternatively, you can select this second option, add vertices, and you increase the number of vertices. You see, it is better. It helps you to dodge the issue of contours crossing. But the spline curves look nice, but to some extent, somewhere where there is a conflict, they will cross. Contours will cross, which is not allowed. Under text style, we can choose this, but for this case, we can leave them the way they are. You want contour, you want the orientation to be on the contours, below, above. You want them on the contours, the labels. So So you can go to the next. There is nothing here that we select. We can just click on OK. If we preview, yes, indeed, this is how our contours will appear. So you can close this one by clicking OK, and we click OK here finally. And then down here, you should keep watching down here. What is the command in this? This is the command line. Erase old contours, yes. Y for yes, enter. And there we have our contours generated. And here, since we have contours generated and the points, and these contours we have major and minor. Minor moving at 1 meter interval, major moving at 5 meter interval. Told you last time you can zoom, like for instance to this, and you type regen for regenerate, and you type enter. So you see they become smoother at a particular one point. But you see, as I told you, they can cross here. So if you use their second option, that was add vertices instead of spline lines, you will not get such a scenario. These ones look nice here, but where there is some constraint, they cross, they fold. And now here under the layers, you can look, we have contour major, contour minor. You can change even the color. You can say let this one not be white, let it be red for major, white for minor, or red for major, yellow for minor, whichever is your taste. Say OK and OK. So that's what we have. We have minor contours here, major contours, but you will need to turn them to brown finally when you are going to print, because Mr. Oguro understands that contours, yes indeed, they are supposed to be in brown, the conventional color. So here, how do we put contour labels? We can just come here to terrain and we look at contour labels. We can select group interior so that we put many at a go, and the elevation increment at 1 meter interval, yes, that's what you want. Do you want to add multiple interior labels along each contour at some predetermined spacing? No, I want to have command that I put myself where I want, because it may put where I don't want. So I can click on OK. Then here you ask down, start point. Select where you want to start and where you want to end. For example, if I want to put them on the flat places, I can say I want my contours to be around here. Can click that side, and I see, click up to here, and there we have the labels. This is one contour, it goes round and round. That's why you see this is the right value. This one has just been overlapped here, but this is the right value. Shouldn't have clicked from here to the other side. I should have started from mid here to the other side. So this one, the command is still active inside there. So I can look for this. I click, I put for each of them I put where I want. Click this side, click the other side, and the label is placed. I can put at as many points as I want. Can put here, can look for any other place, see, and say I want a label there, I want a label here, and I want a label finally here. So that's when that is done, you can press escape so that the command goes out in the command line, and then we can keep saving our changes. It's good practice to keep saving changes. And so if we wanted to have a snapshot of our contours without the other points, we can click on layers and we switch off the points which are on the main layer called O. So I can switch off, and it's the current layer, so it wants me here. Click on OK. I click OK. So here I have my contours, only the contours. You see? So this is it. But I want also my points to appear, so I can switch them on. And yes, I have everything with me here. Again, save changes, and now we have finished the first assignment. The second thing that you are told to do is to create a DTM, a teen triangulated irregular network. Come to terrain model explorer. In ArcMap you can only create a mesh. You can open this, right hand click on surface, and when you come to surface display, you can click on polyface mesh. You click on it, it brings for you the surface display settings. You just accept them, you say OK, and here you ask Do you want to erase all surfaces view? You press Y for yes, enter. When you do that, behind here something has been done. A triangulated irregular network has been created. What do we do here? We just close this, and therefore we have our surface formed, a triangulated irregular network. So that is the mesh, which is the terrain model, which is representative of the digital terrain model. Here at this level we cannot put the faces and eliminate them, shade them, as how ArcMap does it automatically. At some point we shall do it in ArcMap, then you see the difference. This one can only enable you to have the mesh at this point. So this is what we have now. The mesh has been formed on its own layer. We have here a surface view, that's where the mesh is. We can switch it off here. We say okay, we remain with the data the way we had it. Now we have finished the second part. We have created contours, we have created the mesh. What is the third part? The third part was creating profile first, then cross section. So here, how do we create profile and cross section? We need to first create an alignment. We have alignments here. We can create, yes, indeed, an alignment. But now, at this level, it is wise that we load the menu palette that has cross sections and profile up here. This one doesn't have. This one is the complete 2i, desktop 2i. So we come here to projects, go to menu palettes, load Civo design 2i. You know the issues of cross section and profile, they are Civo works. So they are under Civo design. So we can load this, and indeed when you look at our menu here, we have profiles, cross sections, alignments. Alignments first, profile second, cross sections first, and it's in that order that you have to that is the order that you have to follow if you want to create profiles and cross sections. First the alignment. Now this alignment here, for you to define alignment, the easiest way is to define from polyline. Here we need to select a polyline tool, this one, and we draw our line. Where do we want it to be? Mr. Oguro has specified from which cm to which cm, or from which point to which point. Here you will look for those points, but here me, I don't see those points. I don't know which ones there. Since I'm helping you to know how to do this, I'll use any point. I can choose a point here from there, and I say I want my alignment to be, if it is a road or whatever it is, I want it to be from there up to somewhere here, or somewhere here. I click there and I press enter. So the polyline is there, and it's the one that I'm going to use to define the alignment. So I come here to alignment, and I do say set current alignment firstly, and it will tell me here there are no alignments defined. Indeed there are none, so I need to define. So I come here to alignment, define from polyline. And which is the polyline? This one. When I click on it like this, you see this side is highlighted. Actually there is a red that was placed this side. And down on the command line it's asking me select reference point, enter for start. Do I want to start from the beginning of this side where it started drawing to the other side where I ended drawing? Yes. So I press enter, and it asks me what is the alignment name. I can call this road 1. Road 1. That alignment maybe is a road, and here the description indeed is a road. And here I can see starting station 0.000. That is the chainage. I can say yes, okay. And here down I have the data. The description is a road, the name is the road 1, starting station 0 plus 000, the chainage of the starting point here. The ending station is 0 plus 182.075 of meters, which is this place here. That means the length of this line is 182 meters, 0.075. The length indeed is shown here. Number 1. That is only the first alignment that we have made. So I come here to alignment, I say set current alignment, and it asks me here select alignment. So I click on this, and indeed it shows me that this is the alignment that I'm using. So now I'm comfortable, I've created the alignment. So So that's the only thing that you go to here. You go to the next one, profile. We come to profile settings, and what do we need to set here? Come to labels. Is there anything that you want to change? Yes, indeed, nothing. Okay, you just accept what is being put there. Come to profile settings. Is there anything that you have to set under values? These are the values that have been put there. Stationing increment 2020, vertical grid lines 20. Do you want to change anything here? Vertical curve levels 20. Maybe you want to change tangent labels, or do you want it to be 1010? So in the meantime, let's leave it the way it is. Side distances 1.05. These things you will change, and you will see with practice how they come up, so that you can select the most appropriate one. So here we can click on OK, and then we come back here to profiles, and we come to surfaces. Set current surface. Yes, indeed, this is the surface that we created, surface 1, and it's a terrain surface. We accept it, so it has been set. Come to profiles, we come to existing ground, and here we have sample from surface. You can select that because indeed we have a surface to sample from. Yes, here we can say import. Yes, we want to sample left and right. We want to see the profile left of the center line, right of the center line of the road. So here we have 4.2250. I can put 5. I can choose 5 on either sides of the road, left and right. This is profile sample layer. It will be put on its own layer with this abbreviation. I can say OK. Down here it's asking me beginning station 0. I press yes, enter. Ending station 182, yes, enter. So it has sampled. You see, we have this side and this side. See, the data is there displayed. We are moving from this side to this side. So our 0 is somewhere here. We are moving along this side. So what do we do here? We can come to profiles, and we finally create the profile. Create profile, and create a full profile. And here we have the data. Starting 0, ending that. The datum, it has chosen for you here 1140, because you have the minimum value as this, maximum as this. Vertical scale, we can leave it as 1000 if we don't want an exaggeration. But if we want an exaggeration, since the horizontal scale, we set it the other side at 1000. Then the vertical, if we want an exaggeration, should be 200 if we want a vertical exaggeration of 5. The relationship between the horizontal and the vertical scale. Here we can import left and right profiles. Yes, indeed, we see the two of them, how they plot, and import the grid. How the profile shall be plotted, you'll have a grid to help you to read the values. Horizontal spacing 20. No, if I said I wanted 10, it would help me, aid me to see well. Vertical spacing 20. Now here I also want 10. You can change whether you want 10 or 20. Here the grid height, if I want 20, 10, you can try out and you see what is appropriate. So here you can click on OK, and down here it's asking me select starting point. Where do you want to put this profile in this working space? So I can zoom out like this, and I click here, maybe here, click there, and it's asking me delete existing profile layers. I can press Y for yes, enter, and here we have our profile. Don't you see it's very beautiful? We have the datum here. This one is for either side. If you sampled on the right and on the left, you'll have this, what is here shown data down. It's showing from this side to this side. That is how the profile moves, and on the left and right of the road. When you click here and you see the layer here, this one is profile existing ground center. When you press escape, you click on the other one. This one is right, this one is left. So you see here, so you can change the colors. You can leave the one in the middle to be maybe white. You can say the one on the right, you change the color. What is the color that you would wish it to be? Maybe red. And the one on the right, on the left, let it be, change from here the color, maybe blue. So there you have the 3 profiles on either side of the road, 5 meters on either side of the road, left and right. So this is how the road moves from here to this side. That is how it moves, like that. So now here we have what? We have the profile. Not so. Now what is the next thing? The next thing is cross sections. We can go here to cross sections, do the same thing. Here we have surfaces. We set the current surface and we accept this is the surface that we want to use, the one we created. We can come here to cross section again. We come to existing ground. We want to sample from surface, so we click on this, and here we have the swath width, the right, the left, 40. Don't change that. First leave and you see how it comes. Sample lines, yes. Import. This is cross section sample. It will be put with that name as a layer. The layer will have that name. You can click on OK. Down here it's asking, where do you want to begin? 0, yes. Enter. Ending 182, yes. And you see here it has put for you what? The alignments on either side of the road. This side 40, this side 40. So we should have chosen something less. From here to this side is 40 meters. From here to this side is 40 meters. If we had chosen 5, it would end there and give us only the cross section on this side of the road. So now this is what we have. You will go and change theirs to your preference, so depending on the question that you are given. So it's going to create for us all these cross sections at right angles to our profile. So we come here to cross sections and we can go to section plot. You can change the settings here if we need to. Do you want a datum? If you click on that, you'll have a datum layer. These are the layers: existing, ground, template, and so on. Section layout. How do you want it to be? Offset increment 5 meters, yes. Offset the other settings, you can see precision 0 and so on. You can change if you want to change to whatever you want. But me, I don't want to change anything here. I can click on OK. I can come here to cross sections and go to section plot. Now I want to plot. There are many ways of plotting. You want all of them single in a page? I want all of them. All. Here it's asking me beginning station 0, yes. Ending station 182, yes. Press enter. Sheet origin, where do you want it to be placed? I want it to be placed here. Click here and they are placed there. And here we have our cross sections. Now what is happening here is that our text is big. We need to go to the format and we change the size of the text so that it can rhyme with this, so that we create new ones. Now what do we do here? You can just go, we look for format. It's not here, it is in the other menu palette. So we go to projects, menu palette, and we load desktop to complete load, and we have format here. We can click on format and we change the text style. We change the size here, the height. What do you want the height to be? We'll say let it be 0. For example 5, and we see what will happen. Apply and close. Then we go back here to format, to projects, load menu palettes, we load civil design, and we create other cross sections. Just come direct to section plot, all of them. Beginning 0 from the command line, yes. Ending that 182. Beginning of the sheet, I can put them here for comparison. I click here and here they are, the new ones that are formed. You see, now these ones are more beautiful. Not yes. So these ones are the ones we are going to use. These ones we can delete. Select all of them, press delete. These ones I can select all of them and I can move them. Where is the move icon here? Where is it? Move, it's here. Click here and move them. You can move them horizontally near the cross section. So this is it. Now what do we have here? For example, at 0.50 we have this profile. The line is this one. You can click on it, that one, and you can see what is it. That one is the profile on either side of the road. Negative for left, positive for right. Negative for left, positive for right. So here we have our cross section, and what now are we remaining with? We are not remaining with anything. We have finished everything. Huh? How to calculate area? So we come here inside. Let's assume we have a plot. A plot is somewhere inside here. You will join it yourself. I can click on this polyline and I look for my plot. Let me assume that it was. You will look for those particular points. I'm not going to do it exactly the way you want me. I'm going to just assume. You will go and look for the right one. I assume that my plot was in between there up to here. Click on that, enter. So I've drawn my plot. If I want to know the area, I click on that what I've digitized and I just type here area like this, enter. It asks me specify first corner point. I can click on 1, 2, 3, 4 and it gives me the area. Oh, you see here there is an alternative object. Is it an object? You want to add, subtract, it's object. I can type O for object here. O, enter. And it asks me select object. So I select this that I drew. I click on the edge like this and it has given me the area. You see? The area is this one. It is 85.358 of meters squared. These are meters, the ones we are using. The perimeter, which is calling the length of this whole line, is that one, but we are interested in the area, so that is it. So what else? That is how to do the work. How many minutes have we taken? You will see from the video. So you will see there is no reason of you failing to do this work. You have everything, don't you see? We have finished. So why should it take you forever and ever to create this work? See? So when you have finished like this, how do you print? Now that is a question that you would ask. How do you print? You can come here to File and you go to Plot. When you under Plot here, you select the device. Plot device, there is none here. If you have loaded the plotter, you will see it under here, like where you go to plot from, or whatever, wherever you want to plot from. That person will have loaded the machine here, so you select the one that is to be used. For me, in this case, I'll assume that the one to plot is maybe which one? Which of these can help me? This one maybe. No, not this one. I can choose something else. Maybe this one. Which one? Send one note. I can look for something else here. Maybe this one. And I can come here to plot settings. Under plot settings, you see here you have scale to fit. No way. Don't want scale to fit, you want custom, so that you can be able to set how many. This one is in inches. Click here in millimeters. How many in terms of millimeters? Remember we put 1000. So if we want to plot at a scale of 1 in 1000, since we set the scale the other side as 1000, here we have to set it as 1 to cater for the other 1000 that we put the other side as the scale 1 in 1000, if you remember when we are making the setting. But there if you put 1 in 1 here, then you put your 1000. I think that is even more convenient. The other side, when we are doing the setting, you should put 1 in 1 instead of 1 in 1000, so that here when you want to print, it's the same. Here why I'm putting 1, because the other side I put 1000, but you are told to print this map, this work at a scale of 1 in 1000. So had I put 1 the other side here, I would put just 1000 direct without disturbing myself to calculate. But since I put 1000 the other side here, I put 1. So here I can select center, the plot, and then I come here to window. I click here on window, so it tells me down here specify first corner. I want to fit these things on the paper. I can click somewhere here, then show, oh, I've cut something up there, so I can press escape so that I get another alternative. I can come to window again. I be more careful. I go up a bit. Yeah, now I've covered everything. I've centered it a bit. I click there, then I click on full preview. See, that is how my work will be.
So this will be one page.
This will be one page. And what will you do? You'll just go to print, file, print, plot, and you can be able to plot. Here I can press escape, you come back here, then you say OK, and it prints if you are ready with the paper on the printer. When I'm through and I've sent that to the printer, you can come again here to window and I select the next thing. Maybe it is this one. Click on this, click there, and I see preview. You see, I have my work there. Isn't this what I'm supposed to print? Yes, it is. I can press escape, and after finishing that, I come again to window and I select the third one. The third one is this one. Be careful, this object snap which is snapping here, I can deselect there so that I can select these things independently. I click on this, I say full preview, and there I have my sections. You can arrange them the other side very well, rearrange them such that they can fit here very well. Alternatively, I can press escape and I choose here portrait, and when I say full preview, you see they fit on portrait very well. You can space them very well you yourself. If I press escape here, I can move, shift these ones and space them individually very well. You can select all this up to carefully up to there, then I can move them and click on move here, select here, I can move them, you see, I can move that one, then I can move these ones this side. I can arrange them the way I want. So now here I have everything. So what is the problem? There is no problem. I can have all my work made and printed. There is no reason why I should fail to print. I can save my work. And that's the end of the lecture. What question do you want to ask concerning this?
Like this one, if you are like, you can take the other one up like that, can't it affect the work? Like
No, it doesn't affect. This is just how they are placed. You can take this one, the two of them, this side, you can arrange them the way you want. You can plot them individually. Let's go here to cross sections and you go to section plot single, you see, and it asks you down here station, do you want to plot the one of 0.00? Yes, I press enter. It asks me insert bottom insertion point. I can click here, you see it has inserted that particular one. Do you want to insert the one of 10? I press enter. Yes. Where do you want to put it? I can choose. I want to put it this side. I click here, you see. Where do you want the one of 20? There. Enter. I choose where to put it there. What about the one of 30? Enter. I click where I want it, you see. So these ones have no effect whatsoever on anything. Press escape to move out of the full command. Select all of them. Delete these ones which are unnecessary. Delete them. Is there any other question you want to ask?
concerning this one, there's no question.
Okay, so what is your name?
Madira Sam.
What?
Madira Sam.
Madira Sam.
Yes.
Okay, sawa sawa.